Hello, my friends. Today we're going to talk about the mystery of clutter. Does that sound exciting? The mystery of clutter. Clutter is a mystery. People live in clutter and they think, how did this happen? How did I get here? I'll tell you. Clutter happens when you don't have assigned places for things and you don't take care of the things you have. Like clothes, for example, you leave them in the laundry for so long that you have to buy new clothes because you don't know where your clothes are, or if you have it, because it's in the dirty clothes. Or you have so many clothes that you buy clothes because you can't find what you're looking for in your clothes. The same thing happens with everything else we own. We're not really taking care of it. We're not really happy we have it because it's just one of many, and we have so much that we can't move, and instead of looking for it through all of that clutter, we buy some more. Or we don't even know we have it, and we buy some more. That's one way that we get clutter. Another way that we get clutter is that we don't clean regularly, or tidy up, or put things back, like through a clutter stop, where you put things where they belong 2 or 3 times a day, especially if you have kids. If you're not doing that, then those things collect, and it becomes a layer and a layer and a layer. Then it becomes impenetrable. It's almost impenetrable. There's so much stuff you don't even know where to begin. And then what do we do when company comes? Well, we try to get as much as we can into boxes and bags, and we run and we go hide it behind the bathroom curtain, or we put it under the bed, or we hide it in the spare bedroom. And then it builds up in the spare bedroom, and then company's going to come and spend the night with you, and oh no, we've got to clean the spare bedroom. Why did I say they could come? Now we've got to move all this stuff to, guess what? A storage unit. Now you're paying to store your clutter, which is more than likely trash. When something's been in there for a long time, there might be a jewel or two in there, but generally most of that needs to be thrown away. It's not even worth giving to the Goodwill at a certain point if it's been under so much pressure of other clutter for so long. So that's the hidden secret of clutter. Clutter creates clutter. Clutter is magnetic. Your clutter as the mother of the household or the homemaker is more magnetic than any other because yours is the example clutter. So when you leave your dish on the dining table, or you leave a glass sitting on the coffee table and a magazine, and your throw drops to the floor, and your work from work, if you work, you've got work on a table, the entry table, and your keys are lost somewhere in all of this, and the dog's toys, and do you think your children are going to take their clothes to their room, their shoes to their room, their toys to the toy box, the books to the bookshelf if you're not doing it? No. So that's a big secret about clutter, is that yours is the most magnetic and will attract the most clutter. What you have to do when you get rid of clutter, which is just 3 steps. Do I love it, need it, use it, and want it, and or want it? That's a question you ask yourself. Is it trash or giveaway? That's the second question you ask yourself about something if it doesn't meet these other categories. And do I have room for it? Bet you didn't know about that one. Do I have room for it? If you have a 5,000 square foot home with built-in cabinets in every room, you have room for it. Are you willing to keep these things in all these places that you probably aren't going to use? That's your question. But if you live in a 1,400 square foot home and you've got 3 children and you have very little storage space, then you can't keep everything that you love, need, use, or want. You can't. You can't even keep everything you use. You can say, well, I use this spatula, and I use this turner, and I use this whisk, and I use this beater, and yeah, you can use all those things. But is there something else you could use in place of it? Do you have something that could do dual duty? Can you use a fork instead of a whisk? I'm not telling you to throw away your whisk. If you live in a 1,400 square foot home and you have 3 kids, you might have a totally tidy home and have 3 whisks, and that's fine. But I think you know what I'm saying. If you have too much to fit in the storage that you have in your house, then you have to get rid of some things. That doesn't mean that you go buy storage and put it in there. Just like in the example before where you bought storage to put your trash in. Let me ask you a question. Are you tired of living in a storage unit? Because if you have a home and you want to put all that stuff in a storage unit, then you're living in a storage unit. That can't be lovely. That can't be peaceful. That can't be fun. That can't be even easy to clean. It's hard to clean clutter. You can't clean clutter. So here's my solution for this craziness. Stop it. Stop right now. You've got to be firm with yourself. You be kind to yourself, but you be firm. And you say, today I'm going to declutter. I'm going to work in this zone. We happen to be in zone 5 when I'm making this video for you. It's the last week of the month. Zone 5 is the living room. So you may have clutter in all the rooms, but we're going to start somewhere, and it's going to be, in this example, the living room. So first thing you want to look at is, where's all this stuff being stored? Open the cabinet doors. Open the drawers. Look under the couch, under the console. Look on the coffee table, under the coffee table, on the side table, under the side table. For heaven's sakes, look in the couch chair, the sofa chair, the sofa, or the armchair. Just look in the chairs and on the couch to see what's on them. Look at your floor. Let's work on this room. Let's divide it into 4 units. Divide that room into 4 units. So just make a big X on the floor. 4 units, 4 spaces of floor. The first thing you want to do is in that area, that unit of the room, look at all the storage in there and open it up and say, okay, this is where I'm going to start. And I'm not going to worry about the other 3 parts of the room. I'm just going to work on this area. Open the drawer. Make sure you have a bag, like a big, thick, heavy garbage bag. You have a box, like a brown paper box that you can give away when you take it to Goodwill. And you have a basket, like a laundry basket, to put things in that don't belong in this room. And the first thing you do when you open up, let's say it's a drawer, you open up the drawer, is you say, okay, this is a pair of scissors. These scissors don't belong in here. They belong in my sewing kit, or they belong in the junk drawer in the kitchen, or they belong in the children's supplies, or whatever. So they don't belong in here, so they're going to go in the put away basket. Now, when you get to the point where you're putting them away, if you open up the children's area and they've got 5 pairs of scissors and you've got 1 child, that's too many scissors. You have to get rid of some of those. But in the meantime, we're working on this drawer. So what else is in this drawer? There's some trash in this drawer. Don't worry about this trash. Put it in the garbage can. Most things can be found online. I was talking to a client today. Her question was, what do I do with all the paperwork that came with my new credit card? I said, do you have access to your credit card online? She said, I hadn't set it up yet. Set it up, because that's where you're going to find out what your balance is. That's where you're going to find out where your points are. If you lose your credit card, that's where the customer service number is to call them. That's where you need to keep. That's the information you need. Throw that other part away. But one thing, when you're throwing away financial papers, which that would be, make sure the account number is not on that paper. If it is, use a black permanent marker and mark out the account number or shred it. But that doesn't mean shred every single part of this document. Most of it's just legalese. Just one place might have the account number, probably won't. Might just have the last 4 digits, and that will be fine. Throw that in the garbage. Don't waste time. Majoring in the minors. That's what I call that, majoring in the minors. That little minor thing that should take a second, some people can turn that into a half-hour worry spell. Let's not do that. Let's throw it in the garbage. What else is in the drawer? Some old rubber bands. Throw them in the garbage. Oh, I might need rubber bands. How many rubber bands do you think you have in this house? And when was the last time you used one? Okay, if you think you really need them, then they're going to go in the junk drawer in the kitchen. Put them in the put-away box. But probably they're garbage. Next, next, next. That's what you're going to do. And then you're going to say, oh, my necklace. I've been looking for this diamond necklace for 3 years, and it's been in this drawer the whole time. I'm so happy. This is a nice, beautiful thing. I'm not going to tell you to put this in the put away box. I'm going to tell you to get up and go put this in your jewelry box right now because you lost it before. That's an exception. Most of the time I want you to sit right there and put things in the giveaway box. If you find something exceptional, please put it where it belongs immediately. You found a stock and bond. You found some stock in the drawer from stock and bonds. Don't put that in your put away box. Go put that in the file right now. Things like that. But most things you're going to put in the put away. Rubber bands, books, all the normal things that we find. A bowl, whatever it is, put it in there and get that drawer organized. Now, what does that mean? That means putting like things together, and you need to know what that drawer is going to hold. Maybe that's the drawer that's going to hold all the wires to everything that's in this room that's electronic and extra remotes and things like that go in that drawer. That's great. Then that's what's going to go in that drawer. Now you might want to use one of those rubber bands or two to put some of those wires together and put them back in the drawer and make that drawer nice and tidy. And let's say you worked 30 minutes. You're done. You're way done. 15 minutes is really what I want you to work. But I will tell you that if you get past 15, you better stop at 30. I don't want you to get exhausted from doing this because it's mental. And it takes a tough mental brain to do this work. So I want you to stop after 30 minutes, but really 15, okay? All right, so that's how you're going to go through this room in quarters. And let's say you only get 4 drawers done, and you didn't get to the cabinet, you didn't get to part of the coffee table that was in this quarter, and you didn't get to any of the stuff on the floor, or any of the stuff on top of the console. That's okay. You're going to get to it the next time. And the next time is in a month. And that's how this works. That's the secret of getting rid of clutter. It's the constant dripping that wears away stone. It is not that going in there and blasting it out like a tornado for 6 hours on one day. And then no one can breathe or touch this room. And, interesting fact, all the clutter that was in here is probably not where it needs to be in the garbage or in the giveaway in the back of your car taken to Goodwill. It's probably in a box in your bedroom or in the guest room, because that's what people do when they get tired. Don't do that to yourself. Work through this thoroughly and get it done. I'm serious about this. This is something I'm firm about. I try to be kind but firm. You cannot play or you will not get your house decluttered. You have to let it go. All right. That's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.